Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Today I'm with two very special guests. One returning guest, Nathan Nzanga, and his brother, Daniel or Matondo, correct?
Yep. Daniel Matondo Nzanga.
There we go. Is that your middle name, Matondo?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Daniel, what does Matondo mean?
It means thankful in Lingala.
Oh, wow. Is Lingala the same as Congolese or no?
Yeah, it's the main language that they speak in Congo, Lingala and French.
Wow. It's actually dope to... You're the first... Nathan is the first guest to... I did a online interview with him. He's the first one to do it in person right after that. Like,
Oh, wow.
It's a full circle, you know?
Full circle. And we're going to keep on working together later, I have a feeling.
Yes. It's really cool to be in this spot. Like, I think the pandemic is not going anywhere anytime soon, but I feel like we can... Things are getting better, I feel like.
Yeah, like the pandemic is still a thing for sure, but like, I don't know, everybody's getting vaxxed kind of right now.
Yeah.
And folks are sort of kind of... Like, shows are coming back. Like, you're seeing all these festivals coming back right now.
I want to go to some of them. Like, do you follow Griselda at all?
Yeah.
Conway just released his lineup. He's gonna be in Seattle on October 17th.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd come to a Conway show.
My trick is that if I know I can't get like the headliner like a Conway, maybe I could. I haven't reached out to him yet. But if I know for sure I can't get a headliner, I'll go for one of the opening guests, and then as soon as I get an interview with them, they'll be like, "Yeah, come to the concert." So I get a free ticket and an interview. That's what I was doing all before the pandemic. So,
But bro, you've been doing a lot of interviews with like people who are going to become the Conways, become the Kanyes, become the all sorts of big names type thing. Like, you're building yourself up there.
yes,
So,
this community's dope.
It's like a milestone to get an interview here.
Oh shit, yeah. It's gonna be like this is the beginning of the Breakfast Club for Seattle.
come on, come on, speak it into existence.
Hell yeah. And I just want to say congratulations, Nathan.
Thank you.
This fucking Enough video.
Thanks, man. That was like, we worked pretty hard on it over the summer, and like just trying to figure out how we were gonna put it out was fun for sure. But yeah, it's been getting a lot of love as of late, and I think people sort of kind of like growing with me in the video.
Do you feel like you can become like an actor now?
That's the goal, bro. I'm trying to do movies. I'm trying to do commercials. I'm trying to do TV. Like, I did musical theater when I was in high school and middle school. So like, I've always
Wow.
wanted to blend that in.
Wow. Is it like is it hard to be an actor? Because you hear that this is very not. I don't think it's that common, but sometimes you hear like ordinary people become actors and they become famous. Like, how hard is it to actually act in a music video or a movie?
I don't know. They made it pretty easy for me, honestly. Like, they let me and with enough, like, I sort of kind of like, with a song that I wrote, like, I sort of kind of know how to like encapsulate that for myself type thing. So like, it was like, Caleb gave really, really good direction type thing. I think it's just depends on the people who are around you, just like affirming the shit that you are doing correct, and like giving you quick notes on the things that are like, and then just working from there. I like working with other people, so that's why like being on set was super, super fun.
Wow. And Matondo, were you on set at all ever? Or?
I showed up to a couple days, but I saw like the first like rough of the video like probably like a month before it dropped, and I was like, yeah, this is fire for sure.
And you included 2 songs, which I thought was dope. Because when we talked, Nathan, when we talked back in October, it was back in October now. That's crazy. You were kind of saying how you want to turn over like a new leaf because everyone was kind of stuck in like the Truce song. But I think you did it perfectly by fucking using it as the beginning of the video and then transitioning to the new song.
No, for sure, because like, Truce still means a lot to me, and like, the message of that song is really important. But like, there was I don't know, I was growing up in those thought processes, and like, Truce was the first song I put out by by the name Nathan Nzanga.
Wow.
And like, I just wanted to say a little bit more, and I wanted people to grow with my thought process. So it was cool that in the short film that we made, we allowed people to grow with me.
Mm-hmm. So with those mini interviews that you ended up putting into the is it? Do you want to call it a music video, a movie, short film?
Yeah, it's like a short film / documentary / music video.
Okay, I forget. I interviewed some other girl over the summer who did a similar thing where they were part of this program where they got interviewed from like the age 10 until they graduated college.
Oh wow, was it like the School of Life project or the 5,000 Days project?
It's something like that. Is that what you did too, or like where did these?
Yeah, I started doing the School of Life project when I was in 5th or 6th grade.
Wow.
And they just interviewed me once a year since I was like 11. And yeah, I hadn't seen any of those videos until we watched the the video for the first time, and I was just like, oh man. And then I watched all of my interviews too, and I was just like, oh man, I had the opportunity to watch myself grow and like catch an affirmation of like, yeah, you've been this person, you can keep being this person and grow.
Wow, that must be so crazy. Like, when you watch some of those videos, could you just go back to that specific moment, or like, I remember saying this, or?
At first, the first time I watched it, I didn't remember half of the, like, I was like, where did that come from? How did I? And then I watched it again, and I was like, I know what brought that up. So it was cool.
And Matondo, have you done anything like that, or?
I'd say something as a short film, I don't think I have, but like me, I was able to watch this as a viewer also, but like also someone who grew up and known those different type of Nathans in the film. So like, I don't know, I just think what Nathan was saying about how his thoughts and truths, he still agrees with them, but like over time, as he developed as a person, obviously his thoughts developed as a person, and I think that was the biggest thing that was portrayed in it.
Wow. And what is the age difference between you guys?
I'm 22 and Daniel's 19, turning 20.
Wow.
19, 20 in September.
Oh yeah. So I think in like one of the first little clips in the video, you were saying how you were like wrestling with your brother or something, or saying he was
I was
annoying.
just like, yeah, I love my brother, but sometimes I want to choke him. And it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, I was the most nervous to show the film to Daniel and my parents, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, oh man, they're not gonna fuck with this. They're not gonna fuck with this at all. And then I showed it to Daniel, and Daniel's like, yup, let's go. And I showed it to my parents, and they're just like, where did they get these videos from? Like, you drove me to these interviews. What are you talking about? But like, no, it was like, I don't know, like Daniel's been like my best friend type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same thing with this project. Like, it was super fun making all of these songs together, but like, me and Daniel see things differently in certain lights sometimes. So it was like we almost stopped making the project. We almost cut it completely because we couldn't agree on a track list at one point. And it's just like, Daniel, what are you talking about? And he's like, Nathan, you don't know anything that you're talking about right now. And then we just let it chill for a couple hours, and then we look at it and it's just like, okay, we're way better together than we are when we're fighting. So let's make it happen.
And for the audience, this is a follow-up interview, but also they just released a new, did you call it an album, mixtape?
Is it an EP or a mixtape? Or it's kind of an album, but like,
I'm gonna go with mixtape.
It's a mixtape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dope. And what's the name of it?
Mount Nzanga.
Hell yeah. I've already listened to it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, swag.
We're definitely going to get into it. I want to break down just a few parts of this music video. I thought it was insane.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I've watched the music video multiple times too. Or not music video, short film, whatever you like to call it.
Yeah.
So, can we start? This part when there's like newspaper.
It's like the director's cut. And like one of those like Blu-ray films.
Us and we'll hate them and they'll hurt us and we'll hurt us and we'll hurt them. Then the fear, the hate, the hurt, it starts all over again. Here's a bit of love, here's a little trust, here's some love.
So with this, I was just like wondering, what is like the newspaper? Like, it's definitely like a metaphor, I'm guessing, when everyone's like covered in the newspaper and then like you're like wiping away their blood and tears. Like, can you break that down for me?
Caleb came up with the majority of that, but like, I would just say with the newspaper, it's just on some like the news has been worse and worse every day.
Yeah.
or it seems like it. So like they only give us bad news, and like all we are consumed of is the news and social media and that kind of stuff. So I feel like it was just a cool way to talk about everything that's going on currently and how they consume it. But yeah, I don't know how to describe the wiping of the faces and everything, but it's like you're searching for healing and yet you keep on finding pain, and like you don't know what the right type of healing is. And yeah.
As someone who obviously didn't write the script or whatever, like my perspective of it was like just thinking back to like June, how like the very prevalent of the Black Lives Matter movement, how like even though awareness is very important, also the traumatic side of it, of being a black person, just going through social media and just seeing that theme over and over again, like this is a double-edged sword for sure.
For sure. So when you made this video, how much of it was, because you definitely made the song 100%. So was it a mixture? Because when I make like promo videos and I use songs, it's sometimes the promo video has nothing to do with the lyrics. It's just like the inspiration I get from the song itself, and that's how I make my promo videos. Is that kind of what was similar to the director, or like how much say did you have in the visuals?
So we presented the songs. I showed Caleb the songs, and Caleb was just rocking with the songs a lot. And then we'd just go back and forth on the phone a lot of the time, just on some like, how do you think this idea would come across? How do you think this idea would come across? What do you think this would mean to you? And like I would just be like, yeah, that means this to me, and I think we should go that direction, or that means this to me. I don't know if we should go all the way there.
And then also fast forward to, what is it, 10 minutes. Nolan.
Yeah. One time to Nolan.
Shout out Nolan. You give me like Chadwick Boseman vibes in this music video, man. You look like a star. So I thought this was crazy too. Like how you think the guy in like the military suit is real, but he's not.
That's the thing.
Can you break that down too?
Bro, I watch the video and I think he is real. Still to this day, I watch it and I think he's real.
Okay.
But like, I don't know, like I be having conversations with people about it, and there's like, yeah, the Phantom Cop, and I'm just like, I mean, I thought it was a real person. I thought you couldn't see it. And that's the thing.
Wow.
To a lot of, I think, to a lot of people, a lot of the times we'll be talking about things that are going on with policing and things that are going on with just racism in general type thing, and people try to make you look like a crazy person. It's just like, that couldn't possibly be the case. Like that isn't happening at all. Like I know it's kind of happening, but it's not happening for the reasons you think it's happening. So it's just like, to some people that isn't a Phantom Cop. That's just a cop that certain people refuse to want to see.
Wow. Or like the police were protecting or something. Wow, that makes sense. And I guess honestly that's pretty smart of the director. Like you want a music video, you can talk about police violence, but still that doesn't mean it's going to be something that is like deep, you know, even though fucking police violence is fucked. But like to have like a ambiguous ending, that makes it deeper and more conversations. Everyone can go off on like what happens next. So he's in the, like, maybe down the road someone's going to make a part 2, either you're included or not, talking about what happened, you know?
I would, I don't know. I don't want to get like,
because you end in the police car and it just goes to blank after that, you guys humming together.
Bro, and that's the thing. It's like, if it's a Phantom Cop, is the cop really humming with me? And then the cop does eventually stop humming too, but I keep humming. Like, and I didn't ask the cop to join me in the hum.
Wow.
But
that's
I don't know.
Cool.
We're trapped together in the back of a cop car still.
It was really well made. That's all I'm going to say. Was there a certain reason that was... Because when we did the interview in October, it seemed like you were like maybe a week or 2 out, maybe a month out. I was like, it's going to drop any day. And it ended up in January. I was like, was there pushbacks on when you were actually going to release it? Was the timing?
Because I thought we were going to put it out in November at first. And then we were just like, let's just build momentum off of the song and build momentum off of the like there's a lot going on, and it was election season too type thing, so we were just like, should we say this in the middle of the election right now, or like say this during, like, eventually we said it around the inauguration, I think, but like I don't know, we could have put it out whenever and it would have meant the same thing type thing, but we were just trying to be strategic and when people might wanna.
Wow. There's a lot of like different publicity going around with like a lot of Seattle artists lately. Like during the election for say, like the when the martial law ban was trending because someone misspelled martial law. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was so funny. But it seems like a lot of artists are like, whether it's purposeful or not, like Seattle's starting to get a lot of recognition. And then some of the publicity is bad too, like the little Mosey thing that just happened. That's not good publicity at all. But it seems like Seattle's starting to get some eyes towards us, and then fucking Macintosh just getting signed, all this stuff.
And you see a lot of Seattle artists doing a lot of big things right now, man. I think a lot of the and I think we're working on becoming more unified in that, because there's a lot of people from a lot of different sub areas type thing doing cool ass shit, bro. Like Katil, we already talked about earlier. Dempsey's crazy. Flipping Isaiah, ridiculous. And I don't know if he's a better rapper than he is a basketball player, but that is one of the best basketball players I've ever seen. But, so it's like
crazy. There's IB. There's Chandler Williams.
Chandler Williams got the most buttery R&B vocals ever, bro.
Chandler Williams is the Prince of Seattle R&B.
Come on, slowly but surely.
Wow. And I was telling Katil that I feel like it's like the North Seattle's time to shine right now. That's where like a lot of these artists are popping out of right now.
Bro, I love the sound that's coming out of North Seattle right now, but South Seattle got some gems too, bro. Shout out Shanae, shout out Talea, bro. Talea.
I need to
is
get
one
her
of
on the
the
podcast.
best engineer. Yes, you do got to get Talea over
Dude,
here. I'll
she's
hit
dope.
Talea for you, bro.
PMO's Showtime, he's crazy.
Have you heard of Brandon Marsalis?
I think I've heard the name. I don't know if I've listened to his
Crazy.
See, if we had like a Washington Olympics, like, but it's like, where do you draw the line of like what's north and what's south, like, and what's central? Like, do we claim any of the central?
Bro, I don't know, but like
Seattle's huge, honestly.
Seattle's a pretty big city type thing, and I think if we had more, like, just more community, like, yo, we're all doing this shit really intriguingly right now. I think people sort of kind of get stuck, get clicky sometimes, but no, I think everybody's on their wave, bro. Like, you see how big Travis is getting.
Yeah.
You see how big Paris is getting. You see Mosey exploded. Like, everybody's like.
It's not. I think Seattle's doing well. You know, I think it's doing well.
Yeah.
So Matondo, I don't know anything about your background whatsoever. The first time I heard your music is when you had a song "Glimmer" with Nathan. I don't know if you made music with him before that or anything. So, tell me how you got started in music.
Well, when I was in the 3rd grade, my older brother had a laptop from school, and there's GarageBand on it. And I watched a YouTube video on how to make auto-tune in GarageBand.
Oh, wow.
And once I figured
he's
that out.
not talking about me. He's talking about our older brother.
Yeah,
he was the one who got us both into music.
There's 4 of you guys or something?
Yeah,
there's 4.
Okay.
3 brothers, 1 sister. Then once I figured out how to use auto-tune, I was like, wow, I sound like T-Pain. That was my mind process as a 3rd grader. And I just kept on making songs. And like, I have a song, I think my first song I ever made was called Tighter Than My Skinnies.
I remember that.
And I was like, yeah, this song, this gonna be the one. It's over.
I'm tighter than my skinnies. I remember
over.
that song.
But like, since then, I've just been blessed to make music with really cool people. Like, Nathan introduced me to 2 crazy producers, Cameron Devereaux, who's wild. Y'all gonna know the name of Cameron
Y'all
Devereaux.
gonna know the name Cameron
And
Devereaux.
of course,
Best house
Royce
music
David, one of my best friends. And like, since then, I've been able to meet a bunch of different people from Seattle.
Wow. And do you guys share a lot of the same connections, or have you guys each been able to make your own connections as well, or how does that work?
We've each been able to make our own connections for sure, but like on the baseline type shit, like, we started doing this shit around the same time. Like,
Wow.
I started because I went to middle school with Cam and Royce, and then we went to a theater camp,
Oh.
and then we had to make a song for the talent show at the theater camp, and then we went back to Cameron's house, and we were using GarageBand, and we made this random song, the hula hoop, and then I was like, bro, Daniel gotta get on this shit, bro. So the next day, Daniel comes through and records a verse, and it was just like from then on,
Wow.
every weekend we were at the cribs making music. Me, Daniel, Cam Royce, Akusima comes through, Jason comes through,
Chandler just
comes
added
through.
more.
Wow.
Through that, met Katil, Isaac, etc.
And this all happened in North Seattle, or did you guys ever take time to like go down to Tacoma, Central
This is
District?
all
whatever?
North
It's
Seattle.
all North Seattle, kind of, but like we were on because we went to church at like New Beginnings Christian
Okay.
Fellowship, so we were like,
Is that the one that Justin Bieber goes to?
no, that's flipping Hillsong, I think,
Hillsong. Okay.
or City Church. He goes to City Church in LA. Huh?
No, he has. There's one in
Yeah,
Bellevue.
because Hillsong is, I think, isn't it like regional, right?
I don't know anything about
Yeah,
church.
he comes down to Washington too to go to the one in Bellevue.
So
Wow.
you guys are you guys are Christian?
Yeah.
Okay, I have one question that's been bothering because I'm not really religious at all. I guess I was religious when I was little, but I don't even know if I was religious or versus just there's like kid camps at church.
Yeah,
So I recently watched The Passion of Christ.
I haven't watched The Passion of Christ since I was like 7.
I've never watched it.
Mel Gibson. It's basically a 2.5 hour movie of Jesus getting tortured. It's kind of nuts.
Pretty wild.
But anyways, and then a few days later it was Easter, and I thought that Jesus came back to life and then just lived out his life, but no. Like people say when he was in that cave he died. He was already dead in the cave and then ascended to heaven while he was in the cave. But don't you ascend to heaven as soon as you die? Like, I'm really confused on what happened to Jesus. I know it's all metaphors to some people. Some people think it's 100% real.
To my understanding, he died, and then
Why you gotta say it like that?
what? I mean, I'm not like some kind of Christian theologian type shit. Like I sing at church sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And
Hallelujah.
I mean, you know the vibes. Glory, glory. But like I think, to my understanding, they killed man, put him on the cross on Friday.
Wait, they kill him and then put him on the cross, or did he
No,
kill
they
him on
put
the
him on the cross. He
That's
died on the
beautiful.
cross. Like
That's
they
how
put
that works.
they put a sword through him, man.
Yeah, they like, yeah. Then
nails or something?
Yeah, nailed him to the cross,
They
and
hung
then
him
he's
by-
sitting here like, wow, I have nails in my hands. This is painful. You got people
Jesus.
throwing things at him, and you got homeboy come through with the spear like, yo, I'm going to make
Oh.
sure it's like we all know this man is gone. And they just tortured him for a few hours. But to my understanding, they bring him to the tomb. He's chilling in the tomb, dead. I don't know where he's at. Is he in heaven? Is he in hell dealing with all of our sins since he died with our sins? I don't know.
Oh shit, that's a good point.
then like on Sunday
And that,
they went to the tomb, and obviously if you die, your body's supposed to still be there, and you're like, where's the body?
Right.
Mary Magdalene's like, yo, where'd this man go?
Like, where the body? Like,
So, and then there's two Marys. I thought there was one Mary. So there's Mary, that's
There's
his mom.
Mary, his
and
mom, and then there's Mary Magdalene.
The
And Mary
prostitute?
Magdalene was a prostitute.
That is
I
so
really-
And she
confusing.
washed Jesus' feet at the Last Supper, I
I
think.
really hope our pastor doesn't see this. We're just failing Bible class.
No, I think we're pretty straight with the story, bro. Like, we've been celebrating Easter for our whole lives.
Wait, but you reread the Bible every couple months, right? That's what happens in church.
You would hope.
No, that's not what.
I mean, you should be reading your Bible all the time, I think. But it's like 66 books.
But they
Wait,
it's
there's
just-
60. I thought it was just one book.
It's chapters, bro.
No, but like there's like
it's chapters.
it's a book of books, bro.
yeah, but the books ain't that long.
No, there's chapters within the books.
Yeah, the Bible isn't that. You've seen.
Yes, it is, bro.
You can hold a Bible in your hand.
Daniel, you're tweaking right now. It's books of books. It's a book of books.
Like a poem book.
no,
Pretty much, it's like we're gonna get like the 45 best artists in the game together to show us their chapters.
So it's like
It's
a
not-
comic book?
It's not.
It's not like a comic book. I bet there is a Bible comic book though.
No, but like each artist makes their own interpretation, or is it like
yeah, there's people
It's
who
just like
tell the same
testimonies.
story.
Yeah.
In the there are people who tell like
There's
There are
like
5 different versions of the same story. Like I think
Oh.
that's like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John all talk about how Jesus died, but like
That
they
is
all
it's
have their
just-
different.
It's different like testimonies.
So he didn't. But the point is, he didn't just like leave the cave and live out the rest of his life.
He didn't live out the rest of his life. I think he was on Earth for like 30 more days.
So
Like, when he came back, he was on Earth for like 30 days, and he showed all of his disciples his scars, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm back. I told you I was coming back."
Guess who's back? But he didn't like have any kids.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
But he was hanging out with Mary Magdalene.
You can't just assume that. You can't just assume that he was smashing Mary Magdalene. What if she
Oh
was
my
just like
God,
the big homie?
This is just so confused. That's why I just stick to podcasting. let's get into your album, Mount Nzanga. So why Mount Nzanga, first off?
Mount Nzanga. You know, earlier this year we were talking about what I was gonna make my artist name type thing, and like
Change your name?
I was gonna change my name, and like a lot of people were pushing me to just make it Zonga. And I asked Daniel if I could do this, and Daniel said, "The audacity of you."
I was gonna sue him.
Oh God.
And my older brother said the same thing. He said, "No, you can't just make your name Zonga. There's others of us." And I'm just like, this is facts. And I
Wow.
am Nathan Zonga because I have all these people around me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I had the random epiphany because we were just
What's a ram epiphany?
A random epiphany.
Oh, I think you said random epiphany. Okay, got it.
yeah, I was just like, wow, we used to go to leadership camp. We used to be going to leadership camps because we both did ASB in high school.
We were both ASB presidents.
There we go.
Flex. But flipping, yeah, we used to go to like Mount Adams leadership camp and
I
like
went
Mount whatever type
Mount
thing.
Triumph gang.
You went to Mount Triumph? I
Where's
went to
Mount Triumph?
Cispus Learning Center, same spot in Randall.
in
Washington?
Randall, Washington. Yeah, we used to go over there. So
Yeah.
we were just,
Where the fuck is Randall, Washington?
This is
it's a few hours
further.
back.
Further.
I hear about so many different like cities or towns in Washington I've just never heard
This
of.
is further. Like, I think it's east.
I think.
I don't know directions, so you can say it's north, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, that makes
I
sense.
feel it.
No, there's a lot of cool towns out here that it's just like Leavenworth is one of my favorite places. And so
Oh
is
no,
Roslyn.
I hate Leavenworth now. I went to Leavenworth a month ago, and I've been on this phase of where I want to find the best chicken and waffles place, and for some reason,
And you thought Leavenworth was gonna do it for you?
I went to
Well.
Leavenworth. They charged me $18 for a tiny chicken like thing that you'd find at like a school lunch, and then like an Eggo waffle. And it was $18.
I just don't know what you thought you were getting. When,
Oh man.
You're right. But what's I don't even know any good German food. I know Wiener Schnitzels or hot dogs or something.
Bro, I was talking to my homie about this the other day, but like, what is American food? Because like most food is like from.
I mean, I'm assuming
Like, you immediately say burgers and hot dogs, but aren't both of them from Germany?
Wow. I think American food is just food that we take from other countries and make it our own. I don't know if we have an actual
melting pot
own. Yeah, there we go.
quotations.
Maybe like
Maybe-
Twinkies.
Potato chips.
Twinkies. Yep.
Did we make potato chips?
That sounds like some
Maybe.
shit we would do.
I've never looked. We need to look on a bag
Soda.
of potato chips and be
We
like,
made
made in the
soda.
USA.
I'm sure soda was from somewhere else, bro.
Hmm.
America's kind of new. Maybe that's why people have been making food and eating food for centuries upon centuries.
Wow.
America is like, what, 250?
Facts. I don't think it's 250. Slavery was 400 years, bro.
No, when was America? 1776. So like that's like 225. Something like that. No, 250. Yeah.
Wait,
Oh.
years or
Yeah, America's been a thing for like 240 some years.
Wow.
No, I'm tweaked. No, 340 something.
wait? How long was
But slavery was a long thing. The
Slavery
slavery
was 400 years.
America wasn't America when slavery started. It wasn't officially
It was
America.
Britain or something? Was it still? We were still
It was
part
still
of Britain?
Britain. Yeah.
What you mean?
This is a history lesson and
Can
a
I look
religious
this up
lesson.
right now?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
look-
it-
you're allowed to
The
use
Declaration of Independence is not.
1776.
Oh my god. I was at I was like a field trip in Washington D.C. and you're not supposed to take pictures of anything there. like in the museum or whatever.
You right.
This guy in the tour group took a picture of the fucking Declaration of Independence. I was like, how did you not get in trouble for that?
Take a selfie with that thing.
Because like the light of your phone or whatever could disintegrate the paper or something like that.
What?
Imagine being that dude though.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing about like the guy trying to like an NFT they're trying to destroy like a Basquiat photo or something.
Oh shit.
If he buys an if they purchase the NFT or whatever.
Yeah, but they didn't sell it to him anymore because he said he was gonna do it.
That's fire.
What do you guys think of NFTs? Have you guys thought about that at all?
I haven't tapped into the world as well
Honestly,
as I should because money is money. But
I've been trying to convince my friends, like let's do, because right now, obviously, we're not all financially there. But like if we created a
slowly but
pool
surely.
and we all just like group bought some NFTs, it could go up. Like,
I just was listening to this podcast. Oh, I think it's called Rainbow Brain School. I'm about to have him on the podcast in a few weeks. His name's Ramin Nazar. He's like the host. I'm probably butchering his name. He's this Indian guy. He's dope. And he had this guy on this podcast, and they were talking about like people are actually upset about NFTs, not because you're making money, but because I guess NFTs cost a lot of energy, and the carbon footprint behind making a JPEG that only one person can own versus if you're posting a JPEG online on Google, everyone can see it, so it kind of evens out. But for someone to own all that energy just for a single picture, I would never have thought about that.
I actually doesn't think it makes sense because like when you buy the NFT, it has the preview of the photo.
Can you just screenshot it then?
You can.
We all have screenshots.
Like someone like the NBA's doing like NFTs of like highlights. Like LeBron James
can't
dunks.
Go to YouTube
you
and
can't
watch his highlight.
You can't. It's just like it's a flex. It's like you can't actually buy a star, but you can have like, yeah, this is my star. It's the same thing, you know.
So is buying stars stupid?
Oh, you're gonna meet the star? Can you use the star? Can you wear this? What can you do with the star?
You'd probably die because it's so hot, right?
You can sit there and be like, hey, this star is named after me. My homie named it after me.
Hey, this highlight's mine. Same thing. Like, what can you do with a star?
I don't know if NFTs are gonna be a fad or what. But they don't all have to be just pictures. They can be like videos too or something.
Yeah, people are doing albums, NFTs.
Yeah, if Lil Wayne drops an NFT album, I might have to
But like they
get that.
if Lil
But, like,
Wayne,
if I can still stream it on Spotify.
But they're making it so you can't.
Yeah, some people are only doing like that's the only way I think it works. Some people are doing exclusive albums only, like 3 copies, Lil Wayne album, highest bidder, 3 highest bidders.
That's so That's like the Wu-Tang album.
Yeah, the Wu-Tang album that never saw
what's
light.
the dude? Martin Shkreli.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he bought the one copy of the Wu-Tang album.
Wow.
For like $1 million.
I think it was a lot more
Holy
than $1 million.
shit.
It's crazy.
I like Wu-Tang as much as the next guy, but I don't really have a single Wu-Tang song just in my playlist at this point.
Word.
I like them, and I'll listen to them.
Cream, get the money. I feel like
Lil Wayne has a better version. Have you heard the Lil Wayne Cream version?
I have not heard
Oh
I feel
my
like
God,
saying-
he goes off.
I feel like saying Lil Wayne has a better version is foul, but like me as a young person, like Lil Wayne's my guy. But there's gonna be someone.
Sure,
that's
Lil
watching
Wayne
this.
means a little bit more to me than a lot of
Yeah,
the
there's
members
gonna
of
be someone
Wu-Tang
watching
just
this,
because I
hearing-
grew up
Lil
listening
Wayne's
to
worked with
Lollipop.
all of Wu-Tang at this point too. Lil Wayne is the best artist of all time.
Oh, he's the
He got
greatest.
signed at 8 years old. Who the
He's-
fuck
he's
is?
the- he's the
Imagine
greatest
being
rapper of all
8 years
time.
old being signed.
Wait.
At
That's
my
funny.
in my room, bro, I'm making the poster right now. I have the lyrics to 6'7", all like
Oh,
stanzas.
na.
I'm gonna put it up on my wall. The bars in that song.
I
Paper
lost my
Chaser.
mind. It's somewhere out there stranded.
Paper
Real G's
Chaser,
move in silence like
Tell that paper,
lasagna.
look, I'm right behind you.
Like what?
Bars.
Look, imagine being 8 years old. That's before you even started. You were starting in 3rd grade. Imagine being 8,
And signed.
signed, not just releasing your first song, being
Signed.
signed.
Baby Mike though,
Yeah, that's just.
with his brothers too, man.
Or the fucking rappers are signing their kids too. Like, have you seen like fucking DJ Khaled? Oh my God, DJ Khaled's new album's actually.
Asai got signed.
It's insane.
I haven't listened to it. I only
Some
listened
of
to
the
the
songs
intro.
are fire.
Yeah, he has his first song comes out Jeremiah and Lil Wayne, and
It's
Jeremiah
crazy.
just came out of being like fucking in
COVID.
COVID shit.
Hey, Jeremiah almost died.
Yeah. And then he comes on DJ Khaled's album. DJ Khaled's not underrated, but at the same time he is. Like his
I just want a documentary because, like, literally, I think DJ Khaled is like the definition of a rap all-star game, and it's a milestone. I think if you're a certified rapper, like, I think one of like I made it if you've been on a DJ Khaled album.
Yes, that's 100%. I have one thing. I want to hear your guys' opinion. I might be the only person who doesn't, but I don't really enjoy Lil Baby at all. And he's supposedly like the biggest artist.
Okay, I'll tell you this. At first, I was like, I don't know. But that song, Everybody, I'm fly to air, and he just keeps spitting. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, he's like, to me, he's just like the newer version for the new generation.
A Future.
I think he's the newer version of Wayne.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this podcast.
Bro, Lil Wayne even said it. You just like.
Does he have a song with Lil Baby? He probably does. He
does. Some of those songs, bro, like the feature he did on that Drake song. Like
I'll give him the Yes Indeed song, and that's it.
Yes Indeed is hilarious, and that's the first song I heard from him that was just like, this is.
No, I'm talking about the new Drake song, Wants and Needs.
Wants and Needs goes too. He was going in on that.
He bodied
that
Drake.
Right. Yeah.
Word? Bodied him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Bodied?
Yes.
I think Drake was spitting.
But what's so
That's
appealing?
crazy.
What's appealing about Lil Baby? He sounds there might be auto-tune, there might not. I can't tell. And he's like
but it's
mumbling.
It's just vibe. It's just a vibe, bro.
How is it a vibe? It sounds
what you mean?
He be throwing some slick lines out there,
imagine
bro.
like people.
If I could understand them, I'd be like, oh shit.
People were probably saying that about Wayne. Like, it's just a generation gap, you know? People were definitely saying this about Lil Wayne.
He has an accent, but he pronounces his words better than
But,
Lil Baby.
there's some kid at 10 years old. There's a 10-year-old right now. It's just like, what are you talking about? Lil Baby's crazy. There's people that
because they fucking play Fortnite.
And that's what they were talking about with us.
That's like
with us, like, yeah, look at
half
them.
a billion people playing Fortnite listening to Lil Baby.
I just don't understand what makes him like one of the most highest paid artists in the world.
He's a really good artist.
How though?
He got bars.
QC knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
I'm from the 4, but I love me a 3. So that's a bar. That's a bar.
That's not that new though.
That's a bar.
Like, anyone could have said that though. I'm saying
but he did.
But he did.
I just don't know. I just don't really. I like all music. I like especially hip hop, but there's nothing appealing to him in my opinion.
Well, you just gotta go back.
But I get that
when I first heard Gunna and Baby, I was like, oh man, they sound too much like Thug. And then I listened to more and more songs, and it was just like, no,
Gunna is one of those
they're their own
artists
thing.
that's big but fucking flops. Have you seen his album? His albums flop, but he's associated with Young Thug, so he's still up there in the charts. His albums literally flop.
I don't think it's flop, but I just think
compared to what his albums are doing to mine currently, it's just like,
but
I hope that's
I don't
not
think
a
it
flop.
flops, but like compared to like Lil Baby, because they're both like, I feel like their careers are like together, and Lil Baby, if not Youngboy, is the leader of like
Youngboy does crazy YouTube numbers.
Yeah, but why? I just don't get it.
Well,
I listen to a Nathan Nzanga or Matondo over a Lil Baby any day.
But like,
bro, and thank you for that. But like, they're still hard. Like,
no, there's not a single song where I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, guys. You know what? This is actually a song.
Sense.
This song is good. I'll give it to them.
No,
Permanent. What?
I'm sorry.
Like, they're still hard. They're still hard.
They are hard, bro.
No.
Look about the top 5 new rappers. Like my top 5 new rappers from like that era. In no order, you have to put Baby. You have to put Rod Wave, Roddy Ricch.
I kind of like Roddy Ricch. I'm not really a huge Rod Wave. I'm not really a big DaBaby guy. I like DaBaby's personality, but I don't really like him as. None of these artists I really like.
DaBaby is bold. I like that he.
That's just like a generation gap right there, man.
It's not a generation gap. I enjoy new art. I'm always in the search for new artists.
Okay, what's your definition of new artist that you enjoy? Like a new popular artist. Let's go.
Now you're putting him on the spot.
A new popular artist that he enjoys. It sounds like he enjoys Nathan Nzanga and Daniel Nzanga.
Yeah,
of course. Never could go.
Let's get back to this album. Mount Zonga, right, guys? So, Glimmer. It's on your project. I forget the name of Natropolis.
Yeah, welcome to Natropolis 3.
3, and it's also on this album,
Mm-hmm.
Mount Zonga. What was the choice behind that? And then you made a Glimmer Part 2 as well.
I remember last year when we were finishing Natrop 3, I was jump roping outside to Glimmer with my giant speaker on.
Oh, wow.
And then Daniel's like, whoa, what is this?
Jump rope?
Yeah, but I he's like, when did you make this song? And I was just like, like, oh yeah, Josh made the beat. And he's like, no, send me this instrumental right now. And then I sent him the instrumental. I went to do something and I came home and he put his verse on it already type thing. It was like,
wow.
I had been home, like I had been gone for like 2 hours and I came back and he had already murdered the entire song.
Yeah.
And
One
then
take.
like flipping, yeah, and that was like, we put out Nate Drop 3 around this time last year, and we were like, oh, we could probably make a joint tape maybe in December. So I was like, oh man, because it sort of kind of started off of this wave, like we should probably put it on the project.
It's so crazy to me that I still think last year is 2019.
It's 2020 was a blur.
Yeah,
2020 went by like that, 21's going by like that, and the older we get, the more these years are just going to be like,
And that's just how
We're
life
every
works.
50 in the studio.
I'm just going to be chilling, talking about tunes.
So with part 2, wait, actually, before we get to part 2, was this the first song you guys? This isn't the first song you guys put out together on a project, Glimmer.
I mean, I have Daniel on my albums. I think you were on Nate Drop 2.
What song?
It's like-
Oh, yeah.
Bark. You were on Nate Drop 2. You were on Nate Drop 1, but
I was on Nate Drop 1.
I don't think you were.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm on any of your albums.
Wow, what a good brother you are.
You know
What?
why? There's been 10 different songs that Nathan was supposed to feature on, and Nathan never completes a verse.
Name
on time.
them. Name them.
Everything.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
Everything,
you're
I know
right,
that
you're
song. That
right,
was
you're
a
right.
good
Yeah,
song.
he
You're
was
right.
supposed to be.
I did write a verse for that. I just never really like finished it or recorded
You
it.
didn't record it. There's a studio in our house. Like,
Yeah, that was on me.
Oh, you have a studio in your house? That's pretty dope.
Kinda, yeah.
kind of. Definitely made during quarantine, you know? Those Zoom studio sessions.
You got a laptop,
yeah.
a mic, a Focusrite,
Focus right.
and a
Just
flipping
keep vibing.
speakers. You don't even need speakers. You can have headphones, but shout out to speakers.
Hell yeah. So then Glimmer Part 2, how did that come to be?
So, if you heard the song on Nate Drop 3, Finger Paint, the end, Nathan does a reprise of the Glimmer hook.
What's a reprise again? I've seen it on albums all the time, but I don't
This is-
really.
It's kind of like theater, like too, when they like do a different version of the same song that they did earlier in the movie, earlier in the play to just re-emphasize something or further take you along.
I think of Frank Ocean when he had the reprise, and on
Yeah.
the reprise he had fucking Andre 3000.
Solo that I can see under the shirt of an Solo that
Exactly.
when I go, solo that when I don't get high no more. When I Geronimo, I just don't. That's crazy.
Right. But yeah, for the reprise on the second album, it was just the hook. Then it just fades out. Then I was like, nah, that beat's too fire, not for someone to rap on. So I texted the producer, Josh Osborne, O'Byrne, which is crazy. He's a fire producer.
Is it produced all by one?
Yeah, Daniel started like 5 out of 7 of the tracks and sent them to Josh to finish,
Mm-hmm.
and then Josh had 2 that he had already did.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Matondo produces. Do you produce it all, Nathan? Or?
Kinda like Daniel can actually sit there on Ableton and make his old beat. Like I
Okay.
just be most of the time I just be stacking vocals, and like I'm really hands on in the studio just on some like I think your drum pattern can go like this. I think the snare pattern can go like this. Oh, I don't like this sound, but
my
like,
best friend Royce David, he's the producer, so like literally when we hang out, it's just him making beats. And like I feel like from like the 4 years of me just staring at his laptop, I was like, yeah, I kind of understand how to push
wow.
these buttons.
So you're like a visual learner then.
Yeah, for sure.
mhm.
Wow, that's dope. And there's 7 tracks. Is that just because you wanted a short package to deliver to the audience, or is like, are you guys into like sequencing or anything like that?
We're definitely really into sequencing. We were arguing for days about how the track list should go, but like we ended up coming up with something that we both agreed with and we both liked a lot. But I would say what's the question again? One more time. Sorry.
Just like, what was there a certain reason why it was 7 tracks versus 13 or?
I mean, there's like we still have songs that are sitting in the vault
Ooh.
that we were thinking about, but it was just like, I think these are the closest right now, and like I don't know, it's a quick listen. Like it's 7 songs, 22 minutes, so like
Mhm.
we didn't want to like. I think for our first thing, we didn't want to necessarily like give you a whole hour.
Right.
just because like we wouldn't. I don't know if like you would hope just with the people's attention spans nowadays type thing that they would listen to a whole album from somebody that they don't know like that
Yeah.
for an hour, but right now you just gotta give them a quick tidbits.
And is this more like a volume thing? Like, is this volume 1? Or is there gonna be like a volume 2, or are you gonna do
We'll
like
definitely
another?
do this again. This is my brother type thing, and he's one of the
Yeah.
best artists in the city. So I'm like,
Hell yeah.
make music with Daniel as long as Daniel wants to make music with me.
You guys remind me of 24 Hours and Made in Tokyo.
Their project was crazy.
Hell yeah. I was gonna ask if you guys like follow like Chance the Rapper and Taylor Bennett, but I feel like you guys are definitely more like a Made in Tokyo, because Chance, which was crazy about him, I guess Taylor Bennett has a following, but it's definitely not as big as Chance's. And like in an interview, Chance was like, until Taylor made it on his own, I wasn't gonna do a single feature. So he waited for like 2 of Taylor's albums to actually get some success before he featured on a single song. I was like, damn, that's tough love.
I hear that, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't like. I think I'm the best type shit, but like, I don't know. Daniel's one of the hardest artists that I know, so it's just like any opportunity I get to make music with Daniel, it's like, yep, it's gonna be easier.
And you guys ended the project with Greatest in Seattle. That was
greatest city, bro.
greatest.
Seattle's,
It was
we love Seattle.
perfect ending. You guys went off on that. C-Town, what's up?
Daniel on the beat, bro. Daniel went crazy on all those beats.
You guys rapped your asses off on that.
One of my best friends, Addie, she sat me down and watched Hamilton, and like because Nathan's a musical theater guy, me, that's just not my vibe. So like, especially Hamilton's 3 hours, so I was like,
Oh shit.
But like she literally sat me down like, nah, you gotta listen to this. Then when I heard the greatest in the world, I was like, yeah, this is crazy.
Wow.
Then literally chopped that up. We only made the first part like just happened. Then after I watched Hamilton, I showed Nathan Hamilton, and just during that I was like, yo, and I just made the second part just to make it. And I was like, yo, this is kind of crazy.
Have you guys seen the Hamilton remixed when it's just all the rappers? That was pretty dope.
Andrew Day's song on there is crazy.
Hell yeah. So we're a little short on time, so let's do some. Nathan's already given advice before. We don't need any more of your advice. Let's go with Matondo. What is some advice that you have for up-and-coming artists, creators, influencers?
I'd say my advice would be just no matter what, just keep creating. Like, just because you're a rapper doesn't mean you can only create with rapping. If you're just stuck somewhere and you have a pen and paper, just doodle a little bit. Just keep creating no matter what. And at the end of the day, you're always going to find people that want to create with you. It might not be the same people, but you're always going to find someone who wants to create with you.
Hell yeah. And what is the easiest way for everyone to reach you guys?
At Young Matondo, Young regular Matondo, Matondo.
206. No.
You gonna give out our number?
C-Town?
My name is Nathan Nzanga, aka Tropo, aka flipping. Yeah, you can follow me at Natropolis, Naytropolis.
There we go. Everyone, go stream Mount Nzanga. Go watch Enough by Nathan Nzanga. Both phenomenal.
Daniel got his mixtape coming out this summer. I got an album coming out this summer.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yes, sir.
Summer's right around the corner. It's crazy. Well, this is the NAST podcast with
Matondo
and
Nathan Nzanga.